Che's story is called 1 in 10 Fish. I'm trying to remember. Did I have the whole title? It's like 1 in 10 fish are afraid of water. Yes, there we go. I'm like, I shouldn't have to look at this, right? Yes, 1 in 10 fish are afraid of water. Yuen earned her BA in biomedical ethics from the University of Pennsylvania and is currently an MFA candidate at the University of New Orleans. You know, she needs to get some education.
Student visas, easiest to get.
She received the 2013 Stanley Elkin Scholarship to the Sewanee Writers Conference, the 2012 Enzigan Literary Award, and in 2012 was also nominated for a Pushcart Prize. Her work can be found in The Pinch, Enzigan, and Kartika Review. Aside from her own prose, Che takes on Korean translations. She is currently working on a collection of short stories. So please welcome our 2013 McGlinn Prize winner.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes.
Thank you for coming. I was kind of afraid it would just be me in an empty room. And this is horrifying in its own way. I first want to thank the family for giving me this opportunity because the last time I was in Philadelphia, I didn't even know that I wanted to be a writer. And I would pick up journals that I saw lying around on campus, and one of them was Philadelphia Stories, and I remember reading the prize winners from years past and being so envious, even though I wasn't a writer. And I would read the ones that I would see on campus, and I would take them with me on plane rides. And I also would occasionally drop by at the Kelly Writers House at school and just go to author readings when I didn't feel like doing my homework. And one of those nights was actually Michael Martone's reading, and I told you this, but I remembered everything that he had read and what the weather was like and what that room was like and where I was sitting. It was just one of those events that really pushed me in the right direction, even though at the time I didn't know it. And I think to stand here, I feel like all those little decisions I made, like picking this up in the years past, I finally feel like I'm where I'm supposed to be. So thank you. And how great is this library? I was like, now I'm not nervous at all about reading because I know if you don't like my story, there's like so many wonderful books for you to choose from as a palate cleanser. So this story, if you haven't seen it already, it's divided into numbered sections that don't really follow a linear chronology. So I wanted to let you know so that if I say 2, 3, 4, it's because it's a new section. 2. Your school stands on a hill overlooking downtown Tokyo. Purchased for $1 American by 4 nuns back in 1908. Now your school is one of the most valuable slices of real estate in the world. Out back, the cathedral alone is worth 10 billion yen. Every morning you bow hello to nuns in gray habits as they tend a garden. The ancient gates at the bottom of the hill are flanked by pungent camphor trees. In 1944, the old school structure burned down when America firebombed Tokyo. The new structure, like the rest of the city, is prefabricated and fireproof and gray. From your biology lab, you see Tokyo Tower and the red light district of Roppongi, and an old neon sign for Midori. In class, you imagine how the sign looks lit up, a radioactive green. Imagine cold Midori sliding down your throat. This is where all Hapa girls come for their education. Most of them have Japanese mothers and white European fathers. This is the most ideal arrangement. From early on, these girls dabble in modeling. High school brings contracts and record deals, thanks to round, neotenous eyes and European last names. If these girls aren't practicing dance moves or promoting albums on radio shows, they are sitting in the back of class, mouths covered, yawning at formulas and equations they will never need to know. Look around. Lose your thoughts in the rows of symmetrical faces and sparrow brown hair. Here they are, the prized pooches of Eurasian breeding. Your Hapa blood is all wrong. You have your father's Japanese last name, Japanese black eyes, and Japanese crooked teeth. Your legs fit regular Japanese jeans. Your white blood has sunk too far from the surface and can't get you anywhere. Without any contracts or record deals, you will have to learn grammar, vocabulary, and the scientific method. Riko, like you, is also the wrong mixture. After swimming lessons, she often invites you over to her place. Her father is a famous composer often written up as the Brahms of this generation. When he moved away, Riko kept his tank of tropical fish in the drawing room. I used to think he'd come back for them, she explains, but now I'm pretty sure they're mine. When you first walk into her apartment, it's that blue aquarium glow that greets you from down the hall. 3. You and Riko will meet the same fate of all minor Hapa. An expensive education, followed by an expensive university to book a quiet, expensive wedding in a hotel ballroom. No billboards at Shibuya Crossing, no famous boyfriends, no rock and roll. But you are still part white. You could have just as easily been part black, or part Indian, or part disfigured. The corporate uses for you and your languages are endless. There are many ways to have your existence appreciated. When you can't go over to Riko's apartment, spend your evenings with textbook problem sets. Take breaks with American movies. It's better than talking to your mother, who has given up on learning Japanese, or talking to your father, who has given up on your mother. Smooth highways continue forever on flat Nevada deserts. Young insomniacs lock eyes and smile at the grocery checkout. An apocalyptic bomb ticks down in New York. Mouth the names of important faces: Richard Gere, Keanu Reeves, Cameron Diaz, and watch as they act out lives of nameless, faceless strangers. That is the America to plan for. You will be of use there as well, where universities seek you out for your contribution to advancing the frontiers of knowledge with a global spirit. The land of excessive biodiversity for fruit and cereal brands, as well as people. Collide with all kinds of climate, terrain, architecture. Stop wondering why beauty only comes to the same girls over and over again. Stop wondering why you look the way you do, how the same genetic recipe yielded such a different meal. 4. America will prove you wrong. There you will fall in love with a white boy who asks you to speak Japanese in bed. Dirty phonemes you string into sentences with no concern for making sense. A Japanese boy who asks you to bleach your vagina into a petal pink. A black girl who, before you undress her, asks you to turn out the lights. It's nothing I haven't seen before, you'll say to persuade her otherwise, digging your fingers into her hair. It's nothing I don't already enjoy. She will squint against the light and gather her arms over her chest into a pretzel twist. What about my enjoyment? You won't remember which one of you loses contact first, but by then you will have absorbed this trait of hers, and you will only touch another body in total darkness.